What's up, guys? So, a lot of people have been asking me to tell this story again, and I don't know why, but I've had so many people ask about it. The time I threw that girl down the hill, and that wasn't like one of my proudest moments. It was, it was stupid, but it was like 20 years ago, and I'll tell the story real quick. I'll tell it like the best that I can remember it, because it was so long ago. So, I went to this party at like a trailer park. I used to have a buddy that lived in a trailer park, and he was friends with somebody like down the street. This trailer park it was just one road. It was just one straight road. There was no, like, that's it. And each side of this road was nothing but, each side was trailers upon trailers. And it kind of like, everybody knew each other in there. So I was there a lot. And I became friends with a lot of people who lived in other trailer homes. And I was at this one dude's house one night. This is like 20 years ago. It was probably like 17 years ago, 2009 maybe. And I'm at this dude's trailer home, and we're drinking beer like all day and shots and whatnot. And he's getting ready to go to bed. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to go home. What else am I going to do? So the one dude's like, hey, I'm having a party. Come down to my trailer. And I'm like, all right. So I go down there, man, and there's like 40 people there outside. He lived with his mom in his trailer. And there's like 40 people outside. And like we're just partying and drinking and whatnot. And I'm sitting there like, man, there's nobody here that's 21 years old. And you got to remember, I was probably like late 20s. And I'm looking around like everybody here's like a kid. They were all like 18, 19, 17, 20. And I'm like, man, if somebody would call the cops, like something's happening here. Now, this is way before people had iPhones and nice phones. Everybody had like cheap phones. I mean, everybody had cell phones, but they were garbage. Nobody had like nice phones like today. So I had a digital camera. Like people didn't take pictures with phones back then. But I had a digital camera, brand new digital camera. It was beautiful. It was probably like $400, that was a lot of money back then. And I always liked taking pictures of stuff. So we're at this party, and I didn't know anybody there. I knew the guy who lived there, and I'm just bullshitting and making new friends, talking to people. And all of a sudden, just like out of nowhere, man, just out of nowhere, crack! Like I get hit upside my head. Like straight bitch slap. And it stung like a bee. And I'm like, damn, what was that? And it was some girl. She smacked the shit out of my face. And I'm like, what? And like, I'm like stunned. I'm like, what was that all about? So some other girl come up to me and she goes, oh, she's just drunk. And that's how she acts when she's drunk, And I'm like, that ain't fucking cool. Like I wanted to put it on her chin, But I'm not gonna hit no woman, I'm not gonna hit no female. I mean, if I had to, if she was like trying to kill me or something, I would definitely have to defend myself. But I'm like, well, what the hell was that all about, right? So I just like kind of brushed it off, And then like 20 minutes later, man, she did it again, and they were like, these were like sneak ninja attacks. Like I didn't see her coming. Like she would just come out of nowhere and just crack. And that shit, like, it hurt, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it hurt. And now I'm getting, like, pissed. And then, so I had this camera, and she just took it from me, and she ran off. And I told the dude, I'm like, yo, that camera's brand new, man. If she hurts it, if she damages it, I'm gonna kill her, I'm gonna be pissed. And he's like, nah, she's just drunk. And I'm like, dude, you don't just walk up to people you don't know and smack them in the face, Well, she did. So I'm, like, trying to get my camera back, and I'm telling her friends, look, I don't care that she smacked me in the face, whatever. Drunk people do stupid things. Tell her to give me my camera back, and I'm going to go home. And she just wouldn't, man. So I'm standing there. I remember I was standing beside this tree. So I had a tree on the left of me, and I'm talking to this dude. And she did it a third time, man. She hit me upside the face again, and it stung. It hurt. Now I'm, like, pissed. I'm, like, mad. Oh. So the one dude who lived there, who I considered my friend, but he's kind of a retard, piece of shit, loser. Anyway, he's like, hey, man, I don't want trouble here because, like, there's a lot of minors here. So if you just go home, I'll get your camera back. And I was like, yeah, get my camera and I'm leaving. So he goes and gets my camera. I'm looking at it. It's nothing wrong with it, So I look over and they got, like, this bonfire going, right? And they're all sitting around this fire in these plastic cheap-ass chairs. And she was sitting, like, right here. And behind her was, like, this hill. And it went down, like, 30 feet into, like a like a creek, like a, you know, like I don't want to say a river, but like a creek. And I'm like, before I go, I'm throwing that bitch down this hill. You know, that's the only thing that came through my mind was like throwing this girl down this hill. And I didn't tell anybody, so I kind of creeped over there like in the shadows, like a ninja. I didn't touch her. I kicked the shit out of the back of the chair, and it broke the leg, and down she went. Like she rolled the whole way down this hill into this ravine or whatever it was, man. Now I felt bad because like I could see her. She was down there in this creek. It wasn't like that you had to swim. It was, you know, not even a foot deep. It's just like a little creek or stream. But she's covered in mud and shit and piss and you know, sticks and twigs. And so then all these people like surrounded me, man. Like 12 people surrounded me, and I'm ready to fight 12 people. I'm ready to get my ass kicked. I didn't care at this point. But nobody did anything. They were just like calling me names and you're an asshole piece of shit. You hit a woman. I'm like, I didn't touch her. I hit her chair. And I never touched her. I kicked her chair and it broke. And so somebody come up this hill. Like they were carrying her up this hill. And they're like, yeah, they're yelling that they were calling the cops, and they called the cops and all this and that. And I told the dude, I'm like, yo, I'm leaving. You better hope the cops don't come here because everybody here's a minor. You're going to go to jail. Well, no, nobody called the cops. They were just talking shit. But all these people surrounded me, man. And I'm like, oh, shit. I got to fight like 12 people, but nobody did nothing. So that's the quick end of the story, I guess. That's the story of the time I threw that girl down the hill. I told that story like 12 years ago on my other channel when it was huge. And everybody seemed to like it. And now and then I get a request, can you please tell that story again and upload it? So there it is. Not one of my proudest moments. It happened. I don't know. I guess people think it's a funny story. I didn't appreciate getting hit in the face like that 3 times. But I threw her down the hill. That was stupid. I shouldn't have done that. All right, I'm going to upload some more stories of back then that you guys seem to enjoy. Anyway, that's the story of the time I threw a girl down the hill. All right, man. I'll see you all. Peace.